feel bad for, every
Did you copy? How's my video though? Okay, because you see down the road, right? All right.
Oh. I think it's because of the connection with the headsets. So I think it just beeps every so often. Because I know it's not battery.
yeah, ask him then. Right. These yellow ribbons that you see right here on the fence, that's what they're talking about. Oh, here's a sponsor page.
Well, how close do you want them to get before?
That'll work.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
For our website.
Nice. That's great.
Mhm. 4th of July parade.
Hold
Oh, now we're going?
Now we're going.
Now we're going. It is me, Sean McMaster, my wife, Andrea McMaster, from the B95.5 Breakfast Club. And we're happy that we were asked to sort of MC the parade as it comes by this year. We're very excited. There's lots of people all throughout the parade route.
Yeah.
Obviously, socially distanced, which has worked out perfectly, I think. As I look up and down the road, you can see that
know.
everybody's distanced great.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of really cool things to see in this parade. In fact, a couple of people that were before us sent some pictures, and there's some really cool things on the way.
I'm really
So
excited for them to come through. And also excited that you guys get to watch this virtually too.
yes,
Which is really cool. It's the first year the town has obviously opted to do it this way too. And I think it's working out great.
Yeah,
You know, the only thing I want to know is there candy?
I don't know,
Right.
but I mean there are people, you know, but
Yeah.
maybe that's something you can't do. We'll find
We'll
out.
have to see as they get closer.
I mean the kids are out here. The kids are out here.
Yeah.
They're ready to see the parade.
And we are too.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the first vehicles to come along.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear the sirens.
I know, and I heard it when it first, you could tell when the parade first kicked off, and you could hear all the sirens.
Yes. Also, I want to thank the sponsors: Prestige Vending Services, Twin Bridges Waste and Recycling, Waste Connections County Waste, the Ferlasso Agency, the Allstate, MJ Engineering and Land Surveying of Cornerstone Veterinary Hospital of Clifton Park.
And we're going to see them all in the parade as well.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun too.
Yeah, I see the sirens up ahead.
Yeah, you see the lights and you see all the kids getting ready and lining the street. It's so much fun, and I'm so glad that they were able to still do this parade. I think there might be a little less walking and more vehicles, but you know,
That's good for them because we've talked about we've walked in this parade before.
yeah,
And it's a pretty long route
yeah.
uphill, right? You get to the end, especially the kids. They're like, okay, you just kind of look up the road. You're like, that's not far.
Yep.
No, it's a good ways. And even with the lights and the sirens going, you can see that they're making their way slowly
Yeah.
to the table where we are.
And again, I'm just so glad they're still doing it because the kids are so excited. Look at them.
Yes, a lot less people, I think,
Right.
than normal. Like I said, there's plenty of room if there were more that wanted to be out here and socially distanced.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room. We have some folks who have parked on the grass behind us in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
But the funnest to watch are the kids.
I
Absolutely
know.
love it. They get so excited.
And they're all in their red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I also wore a flag shirt today.
You did, and I have blue and white with a red mask.
Yeah. We have the flags that line the road here, Fisher Ferry Road, and yellow ribbons you can see, which we're going to talk about in a little bit as well. The lady who makes the yellow ribbons is,
We're going to highlight that in the parade, yeah.
is going to be in the parade.
And what a beautiful day, right?
Oh my gosh, it could not have been better. And
Sun is shining.
we can't actually jinx it now, right?
I don't think we can. The parade is off.
Yeah.
We can't McMaster curse this.
No, I can't. Although I see clouds over there and clouds over there. But no, I think we're good for the parade.
And you'll know if you listen to us every morning, Sean loves to jinx
I do.
anything.
Yeah. I don't believe that always is the case, but sometimes you're absolutely right. The lead cars in the parade are going to be the New York State Police and Saratoga County Sheriffs and Town Securities. They are coming up over the crest of the hill.
And I think they have a little surprise for us in store
Oh, really?
for a little bit
How do you know-
throwback.
How do you know about
I
all
told
these
you I have a little
surprises?
I have an advance guy.
I mean,
Give me
the
a sneak
inside
peek.
knowledge here.
I come prepared, Sean McMaster.
Well, I am definitely out of the loop and have been for quite some time now. What year did we meet?
Huh?
What year did we meet?
What year?
That's when I got out of the loop.
Exactly.
I'm not even in my own loop anymore.
That's funny.
Again, the sponsors of the parade this year, the Town of Clifton Park 4th of July sponsors, Prestige Vending Services,
Twin Bridges Waste and Recycling,
Waste Connections County Waste,
the Ferlazzo Agency, Allstate,
MJ Engineering and Land Surveying.
and the Cornerstone Veterinary Hospital of Clifton Park.
Very happy to have those sponsors for the
Very
parade.
appreciative.
And I think we're almost getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we wait to commentary till they're right in front of us. I would imagine that would be the way to go, correct?
I think so, till we can actually see them, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I can hear
it's
them.
getting louder.
I can hear them. It's
Get
absolutely
closer.
beautiful 4th of July.
With just a slight breeze. Did you feel the breeze?
Yes, that
Oh,
keeps the
nice.
mosquitoes away.
Yes.
Because I remember I looked on my memories online and it said a couple of years ago, it was 4th of July, and I was taking a walk. I was actually walking down this Fisher Ferry.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if, like, the mosquitoes celebrate 4th of July, but for them it's Thanksgiving.
Because we're all outside.
I mean, yeah, we're all out there like, wow, this is like a buffet right here.
Oh, my goodness.
It's
That's
the truth.
really funny.
The truth.
Oh,
All right.
see, you can see the kids playing. How fun is that?
Oh, okay, so we have a monitor. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We can see what's actually happening.
Right.
Oh, and he's down. We got to tackle. That was great.
That's awesome.
That was great.
But they're having fun.
No, they are
and
having
see,
fun. He's perfectly fine. They're
It has
just
been
they're going at it again.
it's been a while, since they've been able to come out and play and be with each other.
Yeah.
So, now that they're outside having a good time.
I think one was taking the other's shoes. I'm not exactly sure,
Right.
but they're having a great time.
Yeah, and that's what this is about. It's about getting together and being with your family and friends and celebrating.
Here comes the lead cars. so funny too because people should know we can't hear anything. We
No.
don't know what's happening. So honestly, we could have been not on the
We
air this
may-
entire time. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe we're just talking to ourselves right
Yeah,
now.
it's quite possible.
Cameraman's holding up some fingers, but I don't
know what that means.
I don't know what they mean. I don't know what that means.
We're
either.
radio people.
But look, there we are. We're on there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
So that works out nicely.
Yep.
All right. We got look at the old state trooper car.
That's the surprise I was talking about,
Really?
McMaster.
You
Look
are
at
so
it.
smart.
I mean, how cool is that to see that car?
I
And
love
it-
that.
And then right next to it have today's police car and see how the
I know.
transformation of it.
I think it's funny because I'm waiting. I'm anticipating. I'm like, I want to see that car closer
I know.
up. Like it looks like it's the old state colors, right? The yellow and the blue.
Yep. Yes, right.
I don't want to age myself or anything,
Look at it.
but I kind of remember. when
You
the car,
do? You remember that?
Not that car.
Oh.
I mean, that is what, a 1974?
74, it says on the plate. Yep.
You remember 1974, right?
I don't.
No, you weren't born yet.
No.
But I was a kid. I was probably about 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do. I remember those
That's
kind
so
of cars.
cool. Here they come.
There's a lot of old movies and whatnot too that you can see those cars.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is the movie at the time was actually present day. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah. All right, so here we go. The lead cars, the New York State Police and Saratoga County Sheriffs and Town Security,
Yeah.
which we have here in Clifton Park. They do a great job. All
really
of
do.
these departments do a great job.
Mm-hmm. And especially with everything, that we've been through. These guys are our first responders. They're our EMTs,
Yes.
They're out for us, so we really do thank them. Appreciate them.
I love this old
I do love it. Look at the sirens going.
Kind of reminds me of like the car that would chase Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay.
See again,
Aging
myself
yourself,
here.
yeah.
And you're like, yeah,
Think
what is
before you
what is
speak.
this Smokey and the Bandit you speak of, sir?
Oh,
But yeah,
look at-
I can almost see like an old Clint Eastwood movie.
So cool.
It's a great car. Great car. Waving.
That's awesome.
There it is.
Look at how long it is compared to today's,
Yeah. It's an old Dodge Monaco. Then
Wow,
they go,
that's
it's got
really
the state
cool.
troopers. Here come
And
the
here's our- yeah.
Saratoga County Sheriff's Department. The
They do a great job.
sheriff is a good friend of the show's.
Serving since 1791.
Yep. And I think here now we're getting into this would be the American Legion post 1450 Half Moon, and Ladies Auxiliary float is coming up right behind here, led by Post Commander John Lippy Lapine.
Nice.
Now,
Hi.
the mission of the American Legion was chartered and incorporated by Congress in 1919 as a patriotic veterans organization devoted to mutual helpfulness. It is the nation's largest wartime veteran service organization, committed to mentoring youth and sponsorship of wholesome programs in our communities, advocating patriotism and honor.
And that was our Saratoga County's Veterans Float with Town of Clifton Park veterans. And here's our town supervisor. Hi,
Hey.
Phil Barrett. Hi.
There's our town supervisor, Phil Barrett, county supervisor Jonathan Shop, councilwoman Linda Wallowett,
And Councilwoman Amy Standert, along with Councilman James Whalen and Jim Romano. Hi there. Oh, they're so fun.
there's our town clerk, Teresa Brobston.
Deputy
Happy
Town
4th of
Clerk
July.
Claudia Fitzgerald. Look at this. How fun is this? The Town Highway Department, Dan Bull, Highway Superintendent. Look
Man,
at that.
that's a nice one. You're welcome.
And now we have Karen Hagan, Saratoga County District Attorney. And Saratoga County Clerk Craig Hainers coming up in this white truck.
Then
Very
it
nice.
says it right there on the car.
There
you can
it
see
is.
Senator Jim Tedisco.
And look at him. Look at him in the back of the truck. He's in the red truck here. Oh, jumping right right in.
Yeah.
Nice. And right behind him, we have Congressman Paul Tonko.
How you doing, Jim?
Happy 4th of July.
Yep. Paul
Oh,
Tonko, right behind. You okay?
I'm fine, yeah. That's just a little. Oh my gosh, look at all these trucks, Sean. This is the Twin Bridges Waste and Recycling, who are one
Hey,
of
Paul.
our sponsors today. They are locally owned and operated by Scott Earl, who also owns and operates Prestige Vending Services. Scott's a town resident and continues to be a great supporter of the town of Clifton Park and their events. So we appreciate you guys being here and supporting the town.
Boy, those are some beautiful trucks right there.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Twin Bridges. We actually use them. We actually use them.
Yeah. Very
Then we
nice.
got MJ Engineering and Surveying. The next 8 vehicles, they're sponsored, by the way.
They are.
They were founded in 1979 by Mohan Jaggi, a longtime town business. MJ Engineering is known all around as a top-rated engineering and surveying company. Today, MJ is overseen by President Michael Panicelli and Vice President Eric Williams.
Awesome, and look at all these different cars they're bringing us here.
Oh, there we go. We're having a little bit of
nice.
fun.
I love this float.
Yeah. MJ Engineering and Land Surveying. They've got a lot
Well,
of beautiful
leave it to
vehicles.
them to be this creative, right?
Right?
They have a little
Well, see, Andrew, this is
confetti
why they're a
launcher.
sponsor.
I know. Oh, look at the hat.
And then,
That is really cool. Is this Don? Here
Yeah.
we have Don Ferlazzo of Allstate Agency. He's also a sponsor. Don's agency is located in Clifton Park, and he is a great supporter of local sports and community events. And we thank you, Don. Oh,
Look at the
Sean,
DeLorean.
it's the DeLorean.
I love it.
So it looks like Don has a DeLorean.
Going back to the future. We're going back to the future.
We are.
Coming up, we've got Waste Connections Incorporated, County Waste, as you also know them. They are a sponsor. County Waste and Recycling has been a sponsor. Well, hello.
Hello there.
Has been a sponsor of the 4th of July events in the town for a number of years, and we thank them for their continued support.
Wow, and they've got some huge trucks too. Crazy. And it looks like coming up. Wow, we have the Clifton Park Elks, number 2466, with Boy Scout Troop 246.
That is it.
Yeah. The Clifton Park Elks, located over on McElroy Road, led by Exalted Ruler William Tierney, sponsors Boy Scout Troop 246. They are always hosting events like cookouts and dinners, dances, and bingo. I'm in on bingo. So check out the website and support our friends at the CP Elks.
See, you had me at cookout.
You had me at bingo.
There goes the
Here
Elks.
they are. Look at that.
Happy 4th of
That's
July.
the life sitting in the back of the chair or in the truck, right? Oh, this sounds fun.
This upcoming vehicle, very cool. Navy CB Veterans of America, led by Commander David Dallaire.
Ooh.
They meet monthly over at the American Legion on Grooms Road. Today, John Connery heads the detail. We thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, love it.
Hi. Love it.
Look at a bell.
The Navy CBs. Now this,
We could talk about all day, I think. This is really cool.
Vets Imperfection Limited is a Corvette club, and they're bringing a lot of vehicles through here.
We're going to be looking at a lot of nice cars for a few minutes here.
Absolutely beautiful. By the way,
Stunning.
this is the slowest a Corvette can go,
Yeah, there, look at this.
but by far not the fastest that a Corvette can go.
Ooh, look at that
I love the
one.
way they're decorated.
Yeah, he wrapped the the side mirror in a flag.
And again, it's really cool to see the families, the kids out here enjoying
know.
the 4th of July parade. I was really worried. I was wondering if it was going to happen. And it's been a fantastic event. Easy,
Really?
easy social distancing.
Oh,
There it is.
nice.
Wow, it's a beautiful paint
And
job.
you can tell, you can see the kids and the families on the side of the road, and they're having such a great time. Waving the flags, waving to the drivers. Nice. If you had to pick, Sean, which color would you go, Corvette?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Red? I
I'll
like
tell
this
you
red
what,
one
though,
right here.
I love the yellow one that went by.
Now this color, this
Ooh,
the dark red.
yeah, Mm-hmm.
Okay, where are
Maybe
we?
We'll change my mind here.
Gotcha.
But if you're going to have a convertible, today's the day to take it out. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there's got to be like 20 Corvettes coming through
Yeah.
here. Every
Hey, Sean, here's a little red one.
little red Corvette.
I,
Very nicely
I was
done. Hey, and he had dice in the mirror.
yes, it does.
I love it. This gray one's really cool coming
Yeah,
by
it
right
is.
now. Look at
Look
that.
at the blue trim on it. Gorgeous.
And then we got a little bit of a
Here, so
space.
Stick around and drive me home.
See, we fortunately have this wonderful easy up tent over us, keeping us a little bit cooler. Some people brought an umbrella, also very smart.
Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be your Clifton Park Green Committee coming up now.
I think so.
Yeah, we got some electric vehicles, it looks like. The Green Committee has been assisting and advising the town board on energy and environmental impacts and issues since 2007. That's so cool. Thanks, guys.
So I'm assuming that these are all
These are
electric vehicles.
See how quiet they are? We barely heard them drive by.
Yeah,
Those are beautiful. That's
that
awesome.
was a Tesla. It's not bad to have a Tesla.
Right. See, the kids are loving it. They're having so much fun today. I'm so happy.
Got Clifton Park Half Moon Ambulance, led by Executive Director Alan Bell.
And again, a huge thank you to these guys. They've been through a lot the last couple months.
Oh my
They've
gosh.
been out there helping us, supporting us, and everything that we need, and we appreciate everything.
Ambulance, EMTs, some of the most selfless people on the planet, and it's amazing the work they do, what they see day in and day out, and always there.
Yeah.
Coming up with the Uncle Sam float. Look at this big blow up
That's
Uncle Sam.
amazing.
Steve and Mary Beth Bolger. They've been very supportive and involved in many of the local committee events. Love it. Very patriotic.
That's so fun.
Hard to get any more patriotic than that.
I know. Now we're gonna have some fun. Now the kids are excited,
Yeah.
right?
Here come the fire trucks.
They get so excited for these fire trucks.
As they get closer, we'll tell you which department they are from and the division leaders. Got the town supervisor, Phil Barrett, standing over us,
Yeah, taking some pictures.
taking some pictures.
Looks like he's sending some emails. He's getting some work done. while he's standing here.
getting some work done. I gotta tell you, I appreciate. I look at his social media page, and he lets everybody know where we are with
Yeah, his
the
updates are
virus, and
great.
the updates are fantastic. All right, here we go. Town of Clifton Park Fire Prevention.
No.
Nope, it's not.
Instead,
The bus is not here, but we do have this one, which is the Clifton Park Fire Department, led by Chief Rich Coonrad. Yeah, I'm like, where's the bus?
this is. Yeah.
I've missed the bus. All right,
We
we
knew
got
it was gonna happen.
Clifton Park and Half Moon
Yeah.
coming through.
Look at the ladder truck.
Again, you can't thank these heroes enough for what they do. I know your brother is a fireman, and we're all very proud of him and everybody who, you know, puts their life on the line for the rest of us and are there for all sorts of
know.
emergencies. And also, don't they bring Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny by as well?
They do. They let them come through some of the neighborhoods and
So, I mean, listen,
you
if
guys are
Santa Claus
amazing,
loves them,
right. If Santa loves them.
if the Easter Bunny loves them, then we all love them.
Coming up behind the Clifton Park Fire Department, we have the Jonesville Fire Department, and that is led by Chief PJ Champagne.
Which is a really cool name to have,
Very good.
right? It's
Look at the support unit. That's amazing. Again, sometimes I think you don't realize how much these guys do for the community. And what a huge part they are.
day in and day out. And I got to tell you,
Volunteer paid, they give it their all.
these are some beautiful trucks.
Yeah.
Beautiful trucks. And it makes you feel good. Even it's kind of cool when you have a parade like this. It makes you feel good because you know that if anything, happened or you had a fire at your house, that's some beautiful fire trucks with some really great firemen and women coming to help you out.
Oh, they also have the confetti cannons.
Confetti
I love
cannons.
it. That's awesome.
Loving it.
There
Hey!
he goes.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now, see, looks like there's some sort of
Okay,
candy being
we do
thrown.
have a little bit of candy being tossed. I'm not bad
Or
at that.
toys or something. I couldn't see exactly what it was.
You know
but
what? One of my favorites as a kid was Fire Prevention Week at school.
yeah.
And they would they'd bring the truck to the school, and the firemen would come in, and we would have Happy 4th, and we would have the coloring books that would come along with it. They would give us the helmets.
Right.
You
Oh,
know.
I love those helmets.
Yeah. Again, just another example of how they go above and beyond in the community. For
Also-
the community.
Also, how I learned stop, drop, and roll.
That's right. And you've never forgot it.
I have never forgot it. And to
Never had to use
get
it?
low, right? You got to get low.
Get low. Always have a plan.
An exit strategy.
In the house, just in case.
And you can even run like little fire drills in your house.
Oh, look how adorable
If you have the
she
kids and the
is.
pets. Oh, yeah, the spectators.
And
The
here we
kids
have
having a great
the
time.
West Crescent Fire Department, and that is led by Chief Steve Bonesteel.
They are going very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
It's because all the kids love to see them, and they want to wave to them, and
Now, if you actually had an emergency, I can assure you that these vehicles can go much, much faster than what you're seeing right now. Again, West Crescent Fire Department, led by Chief Bonesteel. Just as a reminder, as we see all of these vehicles coming through, it's so hard, you can't talk. Every time I try to talk, the horn goes.
I know, yeah, I know.
But I want to thank again Prestige Vending Services, Twin Bridges Waste and Recycling, Waste Connections County Waste, the Filazzo Agency. We've seen all of them so far, MG Engineering and Land Surveying, and Cornerstone Veterinary Hospital of Clifton Park. We've seen them all come by.
Oh,
Now
and
we've got
here's
the
go ahead, the
Capital Region Chamber, recently merged from the Southern Saratoga County Chamber. Pete Bardonius as president, now senior vice president and community advancement person for the merged chamber. He's been here for all of the parades and is a huge supporter of our local businesses and community groups. We've got the Fair Queens.
Yeah, that was just Madison Wolf and her director, Madison Manuel, a former title holder herself. Thank you so much for being here. How about Miss Shen Softball?
Don't throw softballs. That's great.
You know, I love seeing them too, because it's been hard on them not being able to play the last couple months, you know?
Mm-hmm. There's your Ferry Fire District coming through. Look at that. That is a cool vehicle.
Yes, that is led by
I
Chief
would
Kenny
not mind having that.
Bowman.
That should be my new golf cart right there.
That's amazing. I'd be nervous giving you control of that, Sean.
I would too. Here is a classic fire truck
Oh,
from the Bishop Ferry
yeah.
Volunteer Fire Department.
I
I
love that.
absolutely love that vehicle. Probably still works.
Yeah.
You know, probably still effective. Bishop Ferry Fire District coming through. I think I've missed a
Nice.
few people.
I don't think you did, Sean. I think we are okay. I think Crest is coming up next.
Phil's getting a lot of love.
Lot of love. And here they are,
Hillcrest.
the Hillcrest Fire Department, led by Chief Keith Butler. Nice decorated truck. Look at that.
Yellow and black. That's like it's like if it was just a Transformers, Bumblebee would actually be
Bumblebee.
a fire truck, and that would be a really cool Transformer. Look at all the fire trucks. This is amazing. I'm looking down the line a little bit ahead, and some really cool classic cars are on the way.
Here comes the Half Moon Fire Department, led by Chief Tony Bonventure.
I
We're gonna
okay.
go with that.
I will go with that. And if that is a
If
bad
that's wrong-
pronunciation, we apologize.
And we'll apologize on air Monday.
Yes,
Once
we will
again.
apologize as much as needed. Some of these names, I got to be honest with you, not the easiest names in the world. Round Lake Fire Department, led by Chief Frank Mazza, coming through right now. The Round Lake Fire Department. Ladder truck.
Look at this. Oh, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
those are some-
Oh, I can't believe you're not all
What?
over this.
Oh, I
You
know.
love
A rescue
this.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Rescue vehicle right there. Just heard somebody say something about Jack Byrne. Is this the Jack Byrne? Yeah. Jack Byrne with some classic cars. Look at this 1929.
Yeah. Wow.
That is absolutely cool.
awesome. It's so nice that they're here to support the town of Clifton Park as well and
Yes.
bring these amazing cars to show us.
Look at this. Look at this vehicle right there. Looks like one of those old milk trucks.
Yeah.
You know. I love the horn. So these are all
Yeah.
Model A Fords from Jack Byrne Ford.
Oh, the kids
Very.
are loving these cars too.
I tell you, it takes you back to a time.
Yep.
I mean, even though we didn't live in that time, when you hear the engine go by, you see the tires.
Automatically, right. You
It-
go
it-
right back to that.
You could almost imagine how people love to get into their vehicles and go on a picnic. You know, especially this convertible coming
Look
up right
at
now.
this one, yeah.
Loving it.
And that's the trunk on the back. Look at.
Yeah, yeah. You open up the trunk and
Right.
people could ride in it.
That's amazing.
Now we're going to be moving into some newer Fords. I love the Model A's though. Mustang.
Nice.
One of my favorite vehicles of all time. Like I love the Corvettes that came through, but look at this
Yep.
classic Mustangs coming through. Boy,
They're
Jack Byrne had brought a lot, huh?
Look at this.
That's
It's a Mustang.
Camaro,
Nice.
Mustang. Beautiful classic cars. Convertible.
Again,
You know, so you could have a lot of fun
yep.
driving up and down the highway in these vehicles. They got some music
Look
going.
at this. What did that say? 73, does it say?
Yeah, it's a Thunderbird.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you. We love you too. She said she loves B95.5.
Oh, yay.
We have that in common. Look at this umbrella, this
Ooh.
parasol.
No.
Very cool.
Happy 4th.
Love it.
You got to.
We got
It says you got a convertible so she could use an umbrella. That's amazing.
look at that.
Oh.
These are
this one.
some beautiful cars.
58 Buick.
Yep.
Awesome.
Nice. Is it, now, see, they're actually dressed like the 50s. I don't know if you
Yeah,
noticed
I
that.
did notice that. I
It
loved
looked
it.
like they were going to a drive-in or
Yes.
something. And
Very grease lightning-ish.
Miss Spirit of Saratoga County, Heather Moore and Kaylin Moore.
Oh, they're adorable in their.
Here's our yellow ribbon lady we talked about earlier,
Yes, I love this so much.
Carol Pigelski Hotel. She's made tens of thousands of handcrafted yellow ribbons with bows on them for over 29 years to distribute to individuals, businesses, municipalities, family members of U.S. service members, stationed around the world as a symbol for people to keep our nation's active duty troops at the top of their minds and in their thoughts and in their prayers. And that's why we
so
love these yellow
awesome.
ribbons up and down.
Yep. And
Northeast Challengers, the Dodge Challengers coming through.
these are so fun.
And that's,
Oh. See, he's
What?
smart. He's trying to negotiate in public, see?
yeah, you got to do it when people can hear the yes.
That's right.
I love this
Ooh,
vehicle. Very
nice.
cool. That's crazy. And that's it. The public safety
right.
vehicles wrapping it up. What a
Yeah.
great parade it was.
Some town vehicles. That was so much fun.
I want to thank Phil Barrett, since he's here, for having us do this. That was pretty cool.
It was awesome.
And
We're going to have the opening ceremony live on the stream in about 15 minutes.
the opening ceremony will be live on the stream in about 15 minutes. We'll let people know that. But from us, Sean and Andrea, the Morning Breakfast Club on B95.5, we thank you for tuning in, all who did, and have a great day.
Happy 4th. Yeah.
Peter. On the speaker. I don't know. Check, 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 check. Peter, can you hear me? Peter, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, Peter. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm talking into the microphone. He can? Okay. Then I'm going to tell him to stand by. Okay. Phone to the live stream. 1.
Here we go. It wasn't showing up there. I was trying to get some shade. Testing, testing. All right, hold on. Hold on, Chief. Where's Artie? Oh, is he over there? No. All right, line up. Fall in. Give us a high sign when we're ready. You ready? All right, we're ready.
Good afternoon and welcome to the official kickoff of the 4th of July holiday here in the town of Clifton Park. Today we're joined by several members of the town leadership as well as Troop 246 from the Clifton Park Elks. My name is Mike Bloss. I'm a past state president of the New York State Elks Association and a past exalted ruler from Clifton Park. At this time, our Boy Scouts will raise the new flags on our flagpoles. At this time, we'll have the singing of the national anthem by our town supervisor, Phil Barrett.
I'll ask that we all sing together as one. At the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. At this time, we will have the rendition of the Pledge of Allegiance led by Clifton Park Elks exalted ruler William Tierney.
Where? All right, for no time.
Thank you, Bill. This time we'll have Supervisor Barrett introduce the members of the town leadership that is here to join us today.
Very good. Thank you, Michael. Thank you to the Clifton Park Elks, Troop 246. Great job, gentlemen. And we appreciate your continued support each year of our opening ceremonies here in our July 4th festivities. I first want to thank our sponsors who make this possible each and every year. Our main sponsors are County Waste, Twin Bridges, and Prestige Services. So we want to thank County Waste, Twin Bridges, and Prestige Services for their continued support of Clifton Park each and every year. Now, we did something a little different this year. There were no walkers in the parade, and unfortunately no marching bands and things of that sort that we're used to. So the parade was a little different, but the participation level was fantastic. And we want to thank everybody that participated in the parade, as well as all the many people that came out to watch today as well. A main part of that parade and the streaming that we provided today, which again was something new. So if you could not come out and watch the parade, you could watch it at home or on your phone. And Sean and Andrea from B95.5, Clifton Park residents, they were the co-hosts of the streaming. So I do want to thank them very much for volunteering their time. I also want to thank a couple other sponsors we had, Ferlazzo Agency, Cornerstone Veterinary Hospital, and Jack Byrne Ford. I also want to thank Artie Hunsinger, who not only is the person at the start of the parade that gets everybody in line, and he's been doing that for decades, and I want to thank him so much again for doing that again this year, but he's also providing the streaming. It's his company, his people, that are doing the work on that today. So I do want to thank Artie and his team very much. I want to thank all of the town employees that have worked very hard. Again, it was very different this year, but they continue their steadfast dedication throughout the COVID pandemic and the daily changes that we had in standard operating procedures. I want to thank them for being flexible in a very fluid situation in 2020. We have a couple of special guests here today. Battle of the Bulge veteran Al Atwell is here today. Alan, God bless you, sir. Good to see you. Alan was in the county veterans float today, and he was standing the whole way. God bless you. Thank you, Al. I'd also like to identify over to Alan's right just a little bit, Carol Hoteling. Hi, Carol. Now, some of you, most of you, know Carol as the Yellow Ribbon Lady. And each and every year, generally in the spring, you suddenly see a lot of beautiful yellow ribbons that appear throughout town. And those yellow ribbons are a remembrance and a form of show of support for our veterans and people serving across the world. So, Carol, thank you so much for volunteering your time and making that happen. I know we're all disappointed we could not have a Yellow Ribbon Day celebration as we do annually, but we'll be back next year, right? All right, well, thank you once again very much. Now, this year, as opposed to, we have an abbreviated opening ceremonies, and as opposed to having speeches from elected officials, I thought it would be a nice idea to have some readings from some very important speeches and founding documents that represent a lot of important times and people within the history of the United States of America. So we're going to get to that in just a second, and the Clifton Park Elks was kind enough to partner with us on that to make it happen. So they have a few different speeches, and a few of their leadership folks are going to read those excerpts here in a couple of minutes. I first want to introduce the elected officials that are here to my left. I don't want to forget my main man here, Jim Romano from the town board. Jim? To my right, town board member Amy Standart. Highway Superintendent Dan Bull. County Clerk Teresa Brobston. Oh, I was looking at the county clerk. Your town clerk, I'm sorry. I was on to the next person. Who's the county clerk? And a darn good one, I might add. But Teresa and Craig just do a tremendous job for the people of Clifton Park and Saratoga County. You know, Teresa's office through the whole COVID-19 pandemic, the office was always open. People need licenses and other important documents executed, and she was there at all times. There was never anybody through the whole pandemic, if they needed something, that they weren't able to get an appointment with the town clerk's office. So thank you, Teresa. And our county clerk, again pushing ahead here, what he's done with the DMV and their team in recent weeks has just been phenomenal. They were the first to open, maybe in the state, I don't know, but certainly in this area, in the capital region, which of course meant they were getting calls from all over the capital region. So Craig and I have been in conversation throughout the pandemic, and certainly in the last few weeks as the DMV offices were opened through appointment. And they were averaging 600 calls an hour, right? Yeah, so 600 calls an hour, because I had people emailing me, calling me, saying, gee, we hear the DMV's open, we're calling the number, but it's not getting through. And the reason is the phones have just been overloaded. No matter how many people they put on the phone to answer them to make sure that people get the appointments they need, there just isn't enough to keep up with the volume. But again, you talk about an office that has responded, adapted, and overcame throughout the pandemic, and certainly now. Thank you, Craig, very much. So Teresa and Craig should be especially congratulated for the work that they've been doing for Clifton Park and Saratoga County. So at this time, I'd like to hand it over to the Clifton Park Elks. And first up is, I believe, Mr. Craig Masterson. Oh, we did. Okay.
I'm not Craig. Craig's back is bothering him. So I've been elected to begin. Before I start, though, you'll see the flags of the United States behind me, held by our Boy Scout troop. These are flags that are used in the Elks Flag Day ceremony. If you're interested in the history of the flag and a flag tribute, you can find our virtual Flag Day ceremony that was just recorded on YouTube at Clifton Park Elks 2466. It's the only thing that's there, so you'll be able to find it easily. So I'm going to start with the Gettysburg Address. It was delivered by President Abraham Lincoln at the dedication of the Soldiers National Cemetery at the scene of the Battle of Gettysburg of the American Civil War on November 19th, 1863. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as the final resting place for those who gave their lives that this nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus so far nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Our second reading will be done by our exalted ruler, Bill Tierney, and it is a portion of the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King.
This speech was in the March on Washington, August 28th, 1963, at the Lincoln Memorial. There were over 250,000 people for the speech, and the speech was added to the Library of Congress in 2002. I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a deep dream, deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where there will be no judged by color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. This faith we will be able to hew out of the mountains of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangled discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightened Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Thank you, Bill. Our final reading will be a perspective on the Declaration of Independence and be presented by past exalted ruler Dan Mathias.
Good afternoon and happy 4th, everyone. Because this is Independence Day, it is fitting that we should stop and reflect on the Declaration of Independence, the document adopted by the Continental Congress on this date in 1776. As we all know, the Declaration summarized the colonists' motivations for seeking independence from Great Britain. And it also established that people have rights that cannot be taken away. 56 delegates to the Second Continental Congress bravely signed their names to the document. On his inaugural journey to Washington as president-elect, Abraham Lincoln stopped at Independence Hall in Philadelphia and spoke about the Declaration on February 22nd, 1861, George Washington's birthday. I share with you his comments about this important document, which Lincoln claimed was a wholly unexpected speech. I am filled with deep emotion at finding myself standing here, in this place, where we're collected together, the wisdom, the patriotism, the devotion to principle, from which sprang the institutions under which we live. You have kindly suggested to me that in my hands is the task of restoring peace to the present distracted condition of the country. I can say in return that all the political sentiments I entertain have been drawn, so far as I've been able to draw them, from the sentiments which originated and were given to the world from this hall. I have never had a feeling politically that did not spring from the sentiments embodied in the Declaration of Independence. I have often pondered over the dangers which were incurred by the men who assembled here and framed and adopted the Declaration of Independence. I have pondered over the toils that were endured by the officers and soldiers of the Army who achieved that independence. I have often inquired of myself what great principle or idea it was that kept this Confederacy so long together. It was not the mere separation of the colonies from the motherland, but that sentiment in the Declaration of Independence which gave liberty not alone to the people of this country, but, I hope, to the world for all future time. It was that gave promise that in due time the weight would be lifted from the shoulders of all men. This is a sentiment embodied in the Declaration of Independence. Now, my friends, can this country be saved upon that basis? If it can, I will consider myself one of the happiest men in the world if I can help save it. If it cannot be saved upon that principle, it will be truly awful. But if this country cannot be saved without giving up that principle, I was about to say I would rather be assassinated on this spot than surrender to it. Throughout his political life, Abraham Lincoln's polar star and guiding principles were those found embodied in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. He often referred to the document in his speeches and debates. In the words of Senator Charles Sumner in his eulogy for Lincoln, President Lincoln was inspired to uphold the pledges and promises of the Declaration. And for that, we can all be grateful today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. That concludes this portion of our festivities, and I'll turn it back over to Supervisor Barrett.
Thank you very much. How about a round of applause for the Clifton Park Elks? Michael Bloss, Bill Tierney, Dan Mathias, and Craig Masterson, who's doing just fine. He's doing just fine. So thank you, gentlemen, very much for that. And again, a little different this year, but hopefully much more meaningful for everybody that's in attendance and that might be watching on the live stream. So with that, I want to thank again everybody that's been involved with the parade today, all the work that the town employees are doing each day to make sure that the town continues to operate efficiently and effectively through this difficult year. And I just want to wish everybody a wonderful July 4th. Happy birthday, America. Enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day. And let's celebrate the freedom that we all enjoy. And it is freedom that has made the United States of America the greatest country the world has ever known. Thank you very much.